If capital F of x is equal to lowercase f of 9 of f of 8 of f of x, where f of 0 is equal to 0 and f prime of 0 is equal to 1, find f prime of 0. Okay, so the first thing is, let's take a look at the function f. So we know that we have f of x and we know that that's going to give us f of 9, f of 8, f of x. Okay, so what we want to do is let's find f prime of x. So f prime of x is going to equal the following. So we're going to have f prime of x, which is going to equal f prime of 9 f of 8 f of x times the derivative with respect to x of 9 times f of 8 f of x. So what does this equal? Well, it's going to equal the following. We're going to have f prime of 9 f of 8 f of x times, well, this becomes now 9 times f prime of 8 f of x times the derivative with respect to x of 8 f of x, which is then going to equal the following. We have f prime of 9 f of 8 f of x times 9 f prime of 8 f of x times the derivative of with respect to x of 8 f of x is going to be 8 f prime of x. So this is the derivative using the chain rule. Now for step 3, we want to find f prime of 0. So let's replace 0 where it needs to be. So we have f prime of 9 f of 8 f of 0 times 9 f prime of 8 f of 0 times 8 f prime of 0. So what do we know that f of 0 equals? So we know that f of 0 is equal to 0, and we know that f prime of 0 is equal to 1. So let's go ahead and figure this out. So we have f prime of 9, f of 8, and so we know that this becomes f of 0 is equal to 0, so this is 8 times 0 times 9 times f prime of 8 times 0 times 8 times f prime of 0. So what do we know about 8 times 0? Well, 8 times 0 is going to give us 0. So therefore, this is going to be f prime of n times f of 0 times 9 times f prime of 8 times 0, which is 0, times 8 times f prime of 0. Now let's simplify this f of 0. So we know that this f of 0 is equal to 0. So if this f of 0 is 0, so we have f prime of, this becomes 0. So 9 times 0 is going to give us 0. So we have f prime of 0 times 9 times f prime of 0 times 8 times f prime of 0. Okay, now what do we know what f of prime of 0 is? We know it's equal to 1. So therefore f prime of 0 is going to equal 1 times 9 times 1 times 8 times 1. And so therefore 1 times 9 times 8 is going to give us 72. So therefore f prime of 0 is going to equal 72.